Welcome to the Diaries of Anxious Black Mom. I'm your host, Salam Miscano. Every week, I and my occasional guest share personal journeys in work, self-improvement, relationships, all with a lens of personal experiences of being a Black mom. Let's get started. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Diaries of Anxious Black Mom. Glad to have you here. Wanted to share a little bit about my weekend. I hope you guys are well. It's definitely like the end of October now, and so kind of just wanted to share a little bit about what I've been doing to get myself, taking care of myself and all of that type of stuff. So let's see. Well, you guys remember last week I talked about the election, and the election's still not over. I watched the 60-minute episode where they interviewed, the presidential candidates, and that was something. If you guys haven't seen it, you should totally check it out. I don't know if you all love 60 Minute, but I actually really like it. Well, I've learned to like it. I didn't necessarily always like it, but my husband really likes it, and I just always thought it was like old people show. Like, I'm like, why are we watching this? Like, come on. But they actually do really great journalism, and they try to be kind of balanced, but anywho, but it was an interesting interview with Trump. Expectingly, he was acting childish, and I really liked hearing Joe Biden. Like, he was so calm, collected, very presidential. So I hope that, I hope things turn out good for him in terms of the election. And then Kamala Harris, just the smart, sharp person that, I think people knew she was, but it's just so great to see her just articulate kind of like systematic racism. And again, I wouldn't expect that the first Black vice president to solve systematic racism. That's not how that works. But at least, I loved how she answered the question of, is President Trump racist? And you can tell she kind of hesitated, and I'm not sure why, but kind of hesitated, and then she explained kind of, going beyond personal attacks that he's had, but also focusing on the policies he's made and all of that. So she just was brilliant, and I loved seeing her, and I loved seeing Joe and how they spoke. And then, just shenanigans from Trump and Mike Pence. And Mike Pence was okay. He wasn't he just kind of looks creepy. He's not really there, when he's speaking. But otherwise, he was fine, I guess. It's all good. So, anyways, but that's not really what I wanted to talk about. So that was last week. Just trying to ground myself in some fall activities to help myself feel like the seasons is continuing to change and things are moving along, and so it almost kind of distract my brain from focusing on things that are up in the air right now, the election being one, but there's other things in my life that I'm kind of in the middle of right now that I'm needing to distract myself from, because it's sort of I've done the work and now I'm needing to let it go. So anywho, but so what I did this weekend, I really liked my weekend. It was really nice. I cooked a little bit, and I'll tell ya, one of the things we've been doing that has really made a big difference in terms of food, because you guys know I talk a lot about food and cooking in this podcast, because food is essential. And so one of the things we've done that's amazing has been, we've been able to find someone who can make us our traditional Ethiopian food on a weekly basis. And this is someone we know in a personal level, so we feel comfortable with this person cooking and giving us the food every week. And it's homemade, delicious, everything. It's if your mom was cooking for you and she just brought the food to you, it's amazing. And then mom is also contributing by making injera for us, and so we pay for all of it, but it's so amazing. I feel you cannot put a dollar value on food that's delicious, like that's something that is healthy for you, something that you care about. Just, I don't know. So I feel really good about this particular solution we're trying. You know, we've only been doing it a couple of weeks, so who knows, like, long term how it's gonna work out. But, you know, because a woman could get like really busy and she might not be able to do it anymore, or you never know. But I think for now it's working out well, and it's so easy because you just eat it, like you just warm up the food and eat it throughout the week, and it's perfect. And then during the weekends, that inspires me to like cook something different. So then over the weekend, we don't really make Ethiopian food, we make like other kind of food that's just like fried rice or whatever. I mean, whatever it is, you know, it's just like and so I really liked like marinating the meat over, you know, like overnight, and like all of that process was actually really fun. And honestly, I'm surprised by myself that I even enjoy cooking at all, because I just have this very like contagious relationship with cooking and doing housework that I've talked about on this podcast before. But this was really fun, and I think it has to do with the fact that throughout the week, you know, I'm not cooking, I'm just warming up the food, and we have something, and it's just something we could do as a family, eat together. But then over the weekend, I feel like I'm cooking something for my family, and I'm able to like put some of my personality in there, and like my work I think it's been really it's just been really cool to have that experience. And so I've been grateful about being able to spend time in my home and cooking and the warmth while the outside is getting really, really cold. So I don't know about you guys, but Seattle area, King County area is getting really cold. So, you know, it's just nice to stay home and be cozy. Another thing that I really like to do when it's like really cold like this is I like to make like ginger tea. So ginger tea, like you'll get, you know, from the supermarket, get like fresh ginger, and you kind of like break it apart, like and then kind of squish it or whatever. I don't know what the word is. And then you put it in a pot of water in the tea, you know, and then just let it boil. And sometimes I would even also put there's like spices that they're like cinnamon sticks and stuff like that, and I don't really know. I'm sure other cultures have it too, but it's a mix of different spices that go on tea, and it smells amazing. So if you've ever been to an Ethiopian restaurant and had tea there, and you ask them specifically for Ethiopian tea, or I don't know what they call it, but like maybe traditional tea or something, that's what they would give you. And so you would put all of that in the water, let it boil, and then like you know, you would use like a strainer to like make sure those things don't go in your tea, but the flavor stays there, right? And so it's so good. So I love doing that, and like drinking that while I read or something like that, especially if like Abim is asleep, like that's something I like to do. Also cleaning, like it can be a little bit of a relaxing activity for me, depending on like, again, if Abim is like screaming and all that, that's not fun. But like if she's asleep, or she's, you know, she's just playing in her pack and play or something, I don't mind cleaning. It's actually can be kind of feel good for me experience, especially like washing laundry and like folding and stuff. Like I don't mind that. Again, it's all perspective, but it's been something I'm doing, I guess you could say, to help myself kind of stay sane and all that. So the biggest thing I wanted to ask you all is if you all know of any books that you like. Currently I'm reading what's it called? Commonwealth, I think. It's by this woman, American novelist. I believe her name is like Anna P. something. Her last name starts with a P. Someone gave it to me that had read it, and they actually gave me 4 of her books, and all of them are novels. And I don't know, I'm probably like 1/3 into this book, Commonwealth, and it's just, I don't know, I'm not loving it, but I just keep reading it because I'm like, I just need something to read, you know, something that's not heavy, something that can kind of like help transform me away from reality and just take me away somewhere else. And so that being said, as a family, me and my husband watched a couple of movies. Like we watched the second Borat movie, and it wasn't great, but it was still fun to watch. Like I liked the guy, the main character or whatever. So it was cool to watch, but it wasn't as funny or surprising as the first Borat, which I watched like at least 10 years ago or 10 plus years ago. And so this one was more like, I don't know, it just kind of confirms what we already feel or believe about certain things. And so that was interesting, and I think and then we watched this other movie that was I believe it's a cartoon family oriented movie that is based in China. Like the story is based in China, and I believe a lot of, like, I think the writers and stuff are Chinese American, I want to say. I'm not 100% sure, but it was such a sweet movie. I can't remember the name of it, but maybe it has something like moon in it, and it was on Netflix. So that was really cute. So if you all are looking for something really cute, like heartwarming to watch, that was a really nice thing. I don't think that I think that you at least have to be 5 or above maybe to kind of like the movie, because it's definitely, it's a cartoon, but it's definitely like, it has adult themes in a sense of like it's mature, you know what I mean? Anywho, so I think that was a good movie. So I hope you guys are doing well. And what are your fall things that you're doing to keep with your family and to keep yourself healthy and just be together in these really crazy times? Let me know. I'm on Instagram, Anxious Black Mom, and I also have an email address, anxiousblackmom@gmail.com. Alright, I hope you guys are doing well, and I'll talk with you next week. Bye!